So Lance Appelbaum, congratulations on 25 years in business. So what have the past couple weeks meant to you?
January 7th, we celebrated 25 years, and it's just been a month of reminiscing on so many memories of what we've been doing and what we continue to do to evolve. So it's a very warm and comforting feeling. Okay. 25 years and growing strong, man.
What is Fossil Farms?
Fossil Farms is an organization that supplies 100% all-natural specialty meats that are free of hormones, antibiotics, growth promotants, really 100% clean product. And we supply our products to restaurants and food service distributors and retail markets and home cooks. We've got a great e-commerce platform, which used to be called mail order. And we've just been a very diverse company for 25 years.
And when did you start Fossil Farms?
So I can tell you the quick story, I can tell you the long story, but I'm going to try to go like right in the middle of that. So my brother and I grew up in Paramus, New Jersey, and Paramus, New Jersey is famous for shopping malls. My brother always had a passion for farming and agriculture and ranching, and I really always had some sort of a passion for being in business. And it was just trying to figure out how to marry the two. So giving into a little bit of a timeline, it was about 1995, we were a couple years after high school, and we were on a great skiing trip out in Breckenridge, Colorado, and we tried ostrich and bison for the first time. And we were just blown away with how clean this product was. The waitress told us there was no hormones, there was no antibiotics, there was no steroids, and it was really before there was an organic food movement, a natural food movement. And it was at that dinner that we really decided, like, this could be something. It could be a niche, it could be different. It doesn't have to take over the world, but we can kind of carve out our niche, our place in the culinary community. So we took a few years and we really tried to learn about the growing meat industry and food business. It was January 7th, 1997, that we started our business. And our first employee, which was my best friend at the time, who is now my wife, Michelle, we started a small little office in my brother's bedroom. And we had a computer and a printer, and we quickly grew out of that bedroom. And then we commandeered my parents' basement. And the basement was considered our corporate office, and the garage was our shipping department that we filled with about 5 chest freezers, and learned how to evolve a business, starting it from nothing to something. And throughout that time, my brother did a lot of research in the farming side of the business, and we purchased a few birds in Kansas and brought them back to Pennsylvania and had a 13-acre farm. And we became farmers. We became ostrich farmers, and really what everybody thought we were absolutely crazy to do. And over the past, the next 10 years, from about 1997 to 2007, my brother and I really developed a market in just trying to educate the growing public. We went to a lot of food shows where year after year, more and more people were coming, gravitating toward our booth and hearing about it. And we peddled our product throughout restaurants, getting kicked out of kitchens, very famously, of course. I remember getting kicked out of a special kitchen, which I'm sure the person that's narrating this knows very well about. But it was something that was really incredible, because we were growing something from nothing, and we were involved in an industry, a brand new industry, and starting a new business. And throughout that evolution of those 10 years, we've really adapted some more like products and categories, and started working with other partner farms throughout the country. And we started to offer bison and venison and wild boar and pheasant and various game birds. We moved, obviously, within those 10 years, and it was something incredible, because we had UPS. The UPS driver and the truck would show up at our door every single day, and finally came to a point where the neighbors just had enough. So probably was the best thing that we could have ever done, because it got us to get out of our own way. And from the basement and the garage, we moved to a small 1,200 square foot facility in Oakland, New Jersey, with renting out multiple warehouses. And around 2008, 2009, my brother and I decided we took one business and we split it into two. He really had a passion for farming and agriculture and really wanted to dive into that side of the business, and I really wanted to take the business and more or less develop more into marketing and distributing and really educate our products with the growing public. And in 2010, we moved here to Boonton, New Jersey. It was an aha moment where we got to really expand our arms and do some various things. 2011, we opened up a retail store here in our facility, and that was something that still to this day is a constant evolution. We always had people coming to us saying, hey, can I buy a bison burger? Hey, can I buy an ostrich burger? And this gave us the opportunity to really educate customers and for them to come in and hold it and play with it and ask questions of our staff. And in 2016, we purchased this building, and this building allowed us to grow to what we are today. It helped us evolve and expand into the masses. We have since expanded our retail store. We have since expanded our retail operation. And fast forward, I'm sitting here today and talking about what we've accomplished in 25 years. It's amazing to say that. 25 years, a quarter of a century. Wow. Okay, next.
Why did you decide to become a business owner?
I was about 13 years old, and when you want to hang out with Dad, what do? You go to work. You go to work with Dad. My parents have been working with each other in their own business for many, many years, and the work ethic that they instilled upon my brother and I is incomparable to anything else I've ever seen. And it was just an amazing knowledge base to learn what you can do from nothing and really accomplish with a terrific group of people. And that's the shortest answer I can get to it. I've always loved the idea of creating something from nothing and working with great people, but the only way to do that is by not only doing it yourself, but putting the right people behind it.
What was the mission at the start of this business?
Well, the number one mission was we didn't want to be the biggest. We just wanted to be the best at what we do. The mission really was to talk to anybody and everybody that was willing to listen to what we had. And it was to have the highest quality product, the best absolute customer experience and service, and at the same time, having the right ethics in place to where everybody that we're working with, everybody succeeds. It creates a win-win scenario all the time.
Has that mission changed over the past 20 years? And if so, how has it changed?
Well, we started a new business in a new industry. And I think that if you don't change and evolve, there's no way for it to continuously change. So we've had to adapt to the environment. We've added like products and categories to the various items and things that we do. We've never really followed trends. We've always been trendsetters. So in essence, we've always had the want to make sure that everybody around us that we're doing is the right thing.
What are the goals you have for Fossil Farms moving forward?
Quality, integrity, and having the highest customer service available. We want to make sure that our team members are successful in what they do and how we do it. And we think that it's our moral obligation to make sure that everybody has the tools necessary, that has the knowledge necessary in order to attribute to the overall goal. It's a great question that you answered.
How did you come up with the name of the company?
So as I said, my parents had this incredible work ethic. And growing up as kids, my father, we've never called my father Dad. My brother and I always called our father the fossil. Why? Because he was just always older than us. You know, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. You're from the Stone Age. You don't understand what us kids are going through. Okay, well, when you guys have kids of your own, you'll understand it. But it was a very fond embodiment to really name our organization, our company, after our mentor. And he still gets a kick out of it today. He comes in today every single time, and everybody says, "Hey, Fossil, how you doing? Fossil, what's going on?" It's really something to see. So we named it after him.
It's a great story. How would you describe your company's culture?
I would probably describe it in 2 words: inspiring and cohesive. We work really, really hard at it, and everyone cares about what they do and how they do it at Fossil Farms. I walk around our organization and I never ever see any shortcuts being taken. I always see everybody caring what they do and how they do it, and I think that's something to be really proud of. And we get compliments continuously, not only from our team members, but from outside colleagues saying, you know, you've really grown something and built something that everybody can be not only invested with, but have success with it. I think probably the most inspiring moment came about 1.5 years ago through this pandemic. And everybody was dealing with their own emotions. Everybody was dealing with so many unknowns. But everybody came to work, and everybody had a smile on their face because everybody was working together. And it was just something amazing to see. Where a lot of people would say no, and I give up, everybody said, we're in this together. And that's still been our motto today.
How much time do you spend working on your business every day?
You're gonna have to ask my wife, Michelle, on that one. I live and breathe it, but not in any negative way whatsoever. I really don't count hours. I've never counted hours. Do you like sports?
Yeah.
To me, business is probably the greatest sport. And when you have something that you're doing that is fun, there's not enough time in the day to get it all done. I've learned over the years that the right amount of time to give to quality time for family is very important. So that's something that you have to have. They say that you have to have a balance. I don't know if I believe that. You really have to invest that quality time.
It's a great perspective. What are you looking to do with your business in the coming years?
I would say in our coming years, there's a couple things we have. Can't really talk about them so much, but I will tell you, you're gonna have to wait and see it. We're gonna be scaling up a little bit in our own way. We do things a little bit differently than everybody else. Some people say, watch what you do and how you do it. We say kind of bring it on. In the last few years with this pandemic, a lot of companies, including us, have had to pivot very fast and very quick. That's also allowed us to grow in a way. We've never really had to pivot. We were always a very, very diverse company. We just had to do something a little bit. We had to do more of that. But this past year, I turned 45 years old. And at 45, you know, some people, they go out and they do outlandish things. They go out and they buy really ridiculous cars. I mean, really living above their means. I didn't do that. What I did was we bought a food truck. Why? Because it was the right thing to do. As I say all the time, we have fun doing what we do and have fun doing it. The food truck allowed us to really bring this brand of what we're doing and educate the public what we're doing. So this past year, we've been practicing at our food truck, and we coined it the Game Changer. And the Game Changer is going to be coming to a town near you very soon. And it's in hibernation mode right now. We're getting our gears right, so to speak. But we're really looking forward to seeing what the Game Changer has in mind. Throughout this pandemic, we launched a catering company. And seeing something again blossom from nothing to something is really something spectacular. So we've launched a catering company where we're not just doing local events and for people on dining experiences. We're doing weddings in different states, and it's been really exciting to see. We're going to be launching a really new line of retail products that are going to be available in specialty markets. We've been working really hard at it. We've done very little of it in the past 25 years, but I think this year is going to really be it. We're going to make a splash. Some of the other things that we're going to do, I can't really talk about them right now. It's not appropriate, but I promise you this, when we do it, you're going to know about it, and we're going to make a really, really big splash the way we normally do. So stay tuned, as they say.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
So Fossil Farms prides itself on sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
What does Fossil Farms do that has an impact on sustainability with supply chain, with the environment, with that commitment? What does that commitment mean to you and to Fossil Farms?
That's a great question. We've been doing this from day one, and it's really all again about creating win-win scenarios, not only for us as a company and as an organization, but who we work with and how we do it. We utilize the entire animal. And the same way that the Native Americans looked at taking care of our land, we're trying to replicate and doing it the same way. There's no waste. We try to do everything in a humane, sustainable nature where every part is being utilized. And it's not, we don't allow ourselves to really just sell one part of an animal. That would be an off balance, off kilter. We really have to look at this as a completely sustainable, whole animal type of way. And that's why we put such an emphasis on educating everything that we do and how we do it. But at the same time, we're still learning. We're still learning as we evolve how to be more sustainable, how to have a deeper impact and learn more about renewable energies. Just as we've been expanding our operation here and looking at other areas, we're looking at ways of how we can utilize renewable energy resources in our own environment. And in the next year, we're going to do that. We're going to be going more toward a solar-powered investment here. And going back to creating those win-win scenarios from an ecological standpoint, more and more people are educating themselves on what to feed their animals. So what we can't use, what would normally not really be considered waste back in the day, would be utilized. We kind of lost sight of that. In today's day and age, more and more people are feeding their animals really healthy, quality ingredients. So it really has a full circle of coming around. And probably the biggest impact that we have is having that supply chain. We have such terrific relationships with our supply chain. They really help enable us, and we learn with each other on how to be and have a deeper impact.
If you could speak to your younger self when you were just starting out, what advice would you give them?
Hold on, because it's going to be a bumpy ride, and you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Probably the quickest answer I can give you. But I would probably say, in thinking about it, you have to learn what the word sacrifice is and be okay with it and have patience. The biggest evolution that somebody can do in looking back, and I would say to myself, one of the biggest goals when I was younger and wanting to start a business was I just wanted to work with the best people. And it was probably the biggest goal of mine was to put the right people in the right seat, and at the same time seeing everybody grow and evolve. So looking back at my younger self and looking at younger generations, I really keep telling everybody, just keep smiling, because it makes everything a whole lot easier.
What's your favorite thing about being an owner, a business owner?
I get to walk in every day and be inspired. It's probably my favorite thing. I'd probably say my second favorite thing is everybody in this organization is a foodie. They love food. They have a passion for what they do, and they love the teamwork and camaraderie around here. Eating is a very good passion of mine, and I'm not really the greatest cook, but I work with the greatest cooks, including yourself, which I hold in very high regard. So when anybody's cooking something, sign me up.
If you could start over, what would you do to improve in your business? What would you look to improve in your business?
Probably nothing, because we have made mistakes along the way. And the only way to grow and mature is to make those mistakes and learn. So I often reflect on what other people have told us to do, and we take it with a grain of salt. But at the same time, we're always looking here. And we've always looked here, even back in 1997. So I would probably not change a thing. We've gone through so many challenges and struggles. I think that's also helped enable us to become a better organization and company. And a lot of crises situations that have happened have really made us a better company. So I'm truly thankful for it, and I'm thankful for everything that we have done, but there really is still more to do. There's still more to grow into. But we're gonna still keep to the core principle. We're not gonna be the biggest. We're just gonna be the best at what we do.
What does success mean to you?
Success means to me having the right people doing everything all at the same time. Standing vertical is success. Breathing is success. But in every day, for me, a successful family, successful partners, successful ventures, that has a really deep impact to me. So that's probably my biggest meaning for it.
And is there anything you would like the audience that's watching to know in closing on the 25th anniversary of Fossil Farms and Business?
Yeah, we're just getting started. We're a 25-year-old company that we still act like we're a startup. And that energy around here is absolutely incredible to see. So get ready for it, because here we go.
Thank you, Lance.
You're terrific.